Orange Theory Fitness family, and welcome to your day one of your home workout. We at Altrincham are so happy that these workouts have now been released to you from our corporate team because it means that you can stay fit and healthy outside of the studio. So welcome to your day one. The focus of the day one workout is going to be upper body push workout. So the shoulders are going to be worked and also your chest muscles as well. The workout is going to start with a 6-minute warm up. The goal of this is dynamic exercises. We know how important it is to get the muscles ready to exercise. Then your block one, your exercise block, you're going to need some sort of weight, some sort of resistance. So if you've got any cans, any dumbbells, if you're fortunate to have them at home, please get them ready. There's going to be an upper body exercise where you're going to need some weights for. Recommended to have a mat or some sort of towel because you may get a little bit sweaty on that block. And also you will need some dumbbells for maybe a core exercise as well. But if not, you can do these exercises body weight, especially that core one. Then when it comes to the next part of your exercise, it is cardio. Cardio increases the heart rate. So we're looking to do something, say, jumping squats, alternated lunges. If you've got a skipper rope, perfect. Or if you can go in your garden, running on the spot, anything which is going to get that heart rate. You might even have some battle ropes at home. Once you've then done that little bit of cardio, it'll be then time to do some cool down. Cool down is really important to start then releasing any lactic acid that we have built up during that workout. So once you've completed this home workout, please share. We want to keep this community going, but also engaged at the same time. So when you've completed this workout, please share and hashtag I can, I will, because as a team, we will keep on going. So enjoy the workout. Please share on how you find it, and I can't wait for you to do it. All the best and enjoy.
Today's workout is going to consist of 6 blocks, including a warm-up and a flexibility block. Before we start each block, we're going to demonstrate each of the exercises. Once we're done, go ahead, hit that pause button, and it'll be your turn. With that being said, we're going to get started with this warm-up. We've got 5 exercises. Starting first, D, let's get that march going. We got our high knees here. We're going to get that knee up towards the hip, arms proud, chest nice and tall. Options here, you can always reduce the range of motion if you need to. That's going to go right into 10 reps of a forward arm circle, bringing those arms out nice and wide. We really want to open up the chest and shoulders with this. Once we're done with those 10, we're going to flip it and reverse it. Now we're going to go into that reverse motion for 10 total reps. Next up, we're going to work that core a little bit. So we have our opposite knee to opposite elbow. So D is bringing her elbow up, bringing that knee, making sure that that rotation is coming from the core, less so from the upper body. Now, of course, if that range of motion is not available to you, you can go ahead, extend those arms out, and just reduce that range of motion. Next up, we have 10 total reps of an alternating reverse lunge. We're going to go ahead, turn to the side so you can see D nice and tall. Feet are on 2 separate tracks, about hip width apart. As she steps back, you're going to notice that the weight distribution is about mid-foot to heel, which is allowing that knee to stay behind the toe. An option here, you can always reduce your range of motion on that back knee. Now, what warm-up would be complete without 10 reps of jumping jacks? Let's go ahead, get those going. Nice explosive movement, feet nice and wide. Of course, an option here, you can always walk it out and walk it back in. You have 2 total rounds. Go ahead, hit that pause button, get started.
All right, so block number 1, you have 3 exercises for a total of 3 rounds, 8 reps of everything. First and foremost, you need a few items. Something to lay on, 2 objects that weigh the same amount, and then maybe 1 slightly larger object. First exercise is your iso or squat to a walkout push-up. Standing set position, feet hip width apart, hinging at our hips. We're gonna walk our hands down into that high plank, bending our elbows, bringing our chest down to the floor, and then walking it back up. Option, drop it to the knees for that push-up. And of course, you got your favorite colored towel, right, John?
It's my wife's.
All right, so after that, we're going right into an iso hip bridge chest fly. So grabbing those 2 objects, lying supine on the ground, our knees are bent 90 degrees with our ankles directly underneath our knees. We're going to raise our hips up towards the sky, bringing the objects over our chest, opening up your chest out nice and wide, and then bringing the objects back together, engaging your chest. Option, limit your range of motion. Last but not least, gently set those down. We don't want to ruin pasta tonight.
Thank you.
We're gonna have a double crunch. So grabbing that beautiful potted plant, we're gonna start with our knees bent 90 degrees, arms are extended over our chest. We're gonna extend our legs down to the ground, keeping our heels hovered as we extend your arms up over the chest, squeezing our body together. Option, we can always keep those knees bent. And of course, without spilling the plant. 3 rounds, 8 reps of everything.
All right, time for a little bit of cardio. We're looking for 5 minutes of work here. Now, if you happen to have a treadmill at home, awesome, go ahead and use it. For those of you who don't and maybe have smaller spaces to work with, you can do something as simple as your favorite exercise for 5 minutes. One interval style we like using is 20 seconds of work to 10 seconds of rest of one exercise. So for example, you can do 10 total rounds of 20 seconds worth of squats with a 10-second rest in between. Now, a fun little game you can play with is count how many reps you do in that first round and see if you can hold on and match that rep count each time. Go ahead, pause that video, get started.
Block number 2, we've got 3 exercises. Just like we do in class, we're gonna go ahead and demonstrate those exercises and then pause the video so that you can do the work. Exercise number 1 is going to be our standing shoulder press. We've got our handy dandy coffee jugs here just in place of our weights. So get into that standing set position. Shoulders are gonna be stacked right over top of your hips, over knees, over ankles. Feet are gonna be shoulder width apart. From here, Jess is gonna press those coffee jugs right over top of her head and then bring those elbows right back down to about that 90-degree angle. Make sure we're not locking those knees out and that core stays nice and tight. Burning through those shoulders, yeah?
Yes.
You're making it look good though. All right, exercise number 2, we're gonna come down to the ground on our hot pink towel, working that body weight running man. Getting into your high plank position here, make sure we're stacking those shoulders directly over top of your wrists. Hips are right in line with those shoulders and then feet shoulder width apart. Keeping that tummy nice and tight, driving one knee at a time up to that chest. We're gonna alternate back and forth. For an option, you can simply take that hop out of it, gently tap that toe and return back to that high plank. We've got 20 total there, 10 on each side. Last exercise, ready to work that core a little bit more?
Oh, yeah.
All right, laying all the way down on our back. This is gonna be our body weight bicycle crunch. Fingertips are going right to those ears, elbows are gonna stay out nice and wide. Now from here, you do wanna keep that low back pressed into the ground, so go ahead and raise those feet up just a little bit, and then shoulders come up as well, opposite shoulder to opposite knee. So we are twisting through that core, keeping that tummy tight. Don't forget to breathe, Jess. It's okay to do that while you're working out. Your option here, keep your heels on the ground, and then one at a time, you're gonna bring that knee to the opposite shoulder. Again, we've got 3 full rounds. You're gonna do 10, 20, and then 10 for those exercises. Now's the time to pause. Let's get to work.
Now it's time for your flexibility block. Denise, I think you earned it, right?
I hope so.
You definitely did. So 3 stretches, 20 seconds on each side. As always, we are going to demo and then you will follow suit. Make sure you don't fast forward through this part. First one, I know you love to cook, so we have this beautiful rolling pin for your first stretch. You're going to have a standing overhead reach. So in that standing set position, we're gonna raise that rolling pin up over your head and slightly rotate to the side, letting your head follow the direction of your spine, 20 seconds on each side. After that, I know you love it, but let's drop it to the side. You wanna be a cactus?
Sure.
Beautiful. We're going to do a chest stretch. So raising your arms up over your head nice and high, you're gonna bend your elbows 90 degrees, opening up your chest. If you want to feel even a little bit more of a pull, pressing your wrist just back a tiny bit more, making sure that you're breathing here. Third stretch, you're going to take a seat all the way down to the ground for your seated toe reach here. So sitting up nice and tall up on your sit bones with your feet flexed, she's going to slowly raise her arms up, hinging at her hips until her range of motion allows, keeping that back nice and flat. Once she reaches there, then she'll lower her arms. So slowly but surely, she's feeling that stretch in her hamstrings. As she continues to flex her feet, she'll feel it a little bit in those calves. Now, you worked hard, so let's continue to earn that recovery.